going to move to the central vowels of English, which are 3, as you can see in your alphabet, 3 different vowel sounds, very difficult symbols. What you can also do, because these symbols, you will be using these symbols all throughout the courses, the phonetic courses. So what you can do is practice drawing the symbols. If you find them a bit difficult, you can just practice and practice, because you have to get these symbols right, all of the symbols right. So this is the first central vowel, and they are called central vowels because they are pronounced with the center of the tongue. The first one, as you can see, has these 2 dots, which we also found in the symbol for E, for the fleas vowel. These 2 dots mean that this is a long sound in English. The sound is like this. Close your eyes. This is the sound you will find in words like earth, bird, prefer. Now, you might see here that in the spelling there's always an R. In British English, the letter R at the end of a word, like in prefer, or after vowels, like in earth and bird, is not pronounced. So British English is called a non-rhotic accent. American English, on the other hand, does pronounce the letter R, and they would say prefer and bird and earth. So in American English, this sound does not occur at the end of a word because you have the last sound prefer. But in British English, which is a non-rhotic accent, we say prefer. American is a rhotic accent, meaning that you pronounce the letter R in every context it appears. Now, the one in the middle is a very special vowel, so special and so frequent in the English language that it even has a name. It's called the schwa. Schwa, that's the name of this vowel. And it's the most frequent sound in the language. Very similar to but the sound is very short and very weak. It's the sound Now close your eyes. There's no tension. Try to perceive the sound. There's no tension. I'm not making a lot of effort to pronounce it. It's very weak and very short. And it's the sound we find in words like away, in the first syllable. Away, go, about. What do these words have in common? That the strong syllable is the second one. The first one, away, about, go, is where the schwa occurs. So the schwa is a vowel that occurs only in weak syllables in English. It occurs in all positions as long as the syllable is very weak. It occurs in the middle of a word, like in family. Fa is the strong syllable. Family, the schwa. And in final position, in non-rhotic accents, like in British English, in words like better, sister, mother, where the first syllable is the strong one. So better, mother, sister, father. Very, very frequent in English. The last sound, the last central vowel you find here is the sound ah. Ah. Close your eyes. Short sound, but not as weak as the schwa. Ah. 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 This is the sound you will find in words like other, up, for example, in the middle of a word, in love, love. And as you can see here, this is a sound that never occurs at the end of a word in English. So let's recap. Ah. Let's go again. Ah. And now let's watch the videos so that you can work on your pronunciation.
Part your lips and teeth just a little. Relax your tongue and leave the tip to rest naturally just behind your bottom front teeth. The tongue should be a fraction lower than for the schwa sound. Now make a long vowel sound. Don't allow the tongue to move or the lips to make a shape, however tempting. Lips, tongue and jaw are all neutral and relaxed.
Nurse.
Part your lips and teeth just a little. Relax your tongue and leave the tip to rest naturally, just behind your bottom front teeth. Now make a very short sound. The schwa should have no shape at all. Lips, tongue and jaw are all neutral and relaxed.
Letter, comma.
Relax your tongue and rest the tongue tip just behind your lower front teeth. Slightly lift the middle of your tongue.
ah, 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 cup,
Now let's move on to back vowels. And these are called back vowels because they are pronounced with the back of the tongue. And for back vowels, you will see that there are a couple of short sounds and a couple of long sounds, because you have this diacritic, which means long. Now, these sounds are very confusing because they might sound a bit too similar. The same happens with the following ones. So I'm going to pronounce the two sounds one after the other so that you can see the difference. This is the sound O, and this is the sound O. Now close your eyes. I'm going to pronounce both sounds, one in contrast to the other. First the short one and then the long one, so that you can clearly perceive the difference. O, 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 O. Now the first sound, O, is the sound you can find in words like office and dog. Now you can see the blank space here. This sound never occurs finally in a word in English. The second sound, this is very common spelling. You may find it in words like almost. Verbs, past participle of some irregular verbs like brought, taught, bought, fought. And in final position, again, in non-rhotic accents like British English, in a word like door. Let's go again. O, 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 O. And pause the video and try to think of other examples.
Relax your tongue and allow the tip to rest just behind your lower front teeth. The back of the tongue is low, almost as low as for R as in bath.
O, 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 lot.
The lips should be very rounded for this sound. Relax your tongue and allow the tip to rest just behind your lower front teeth. The back of the tongue is high, but not as high as for oo, as in goose.
Or. 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 Thought.
Now we are going to see the last 3 vowel sounds of British English, and the differences between these this pair are similar to the differences between O and O. So I'm going to present them together. This is the sound U. U. This is the sound ooh, ooh. Now close your eyes. I'm going to say them together. Ooh, 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 ooh. The sound ooh is not very common in word initial position. Actually, this is, I think, the only word, if I'm not mistaken, in the English language where you find the word U at the beginning of a word. This is the word umlaut, which in Spanish means diéresis. These are the 2 dots we write on top of the letter U in words like paraguas. In medial position, we find it in many words, such as book and look. And this sound, as you can see, never occurs in final position in English. Now the sound oo, not very common in initial position. Actually, this is one of the few words where you would find it, and the word is ooze, ooze, which means supurar in Spanish. In medial position, you find it in words like food, food. And in final position, you find it in words like zoo. So, ooh, 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 ooh.
Relax your tongue and allow the tongue tip to rest just behind your lower front teeth. The back of the tongue is high for this sound.
Uh. Foot.
Relax your tongue and allow the tip to rest just behind your lower front teeth. The back of the tongue is very high for this sound.
Ooh. 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 Goose.
And this is
Open your mouth quite wide. Relax your tongue and allow the tip to rest just behind your lower front teeth. Your tongue will feel a little lower than on the nurse sound.
Ah. 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 Bath.